Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only Hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Hosting Cruz, and guys, I am excited to talk about this tremendous fight at 154 pounds that has just been announced and official for October. No date on October, but is going to be scheduled for October. And that is the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, the former, in my opinion, he was the boogeyman at 147 pounds until he bumped into Terrence Crawford and got a shellacking, a beating out of this world in dominant fashion. Errol Spence Jr., ladies and gentlemen, Errol the Truth Spence Jr., will be taking on Sebastian Fondura, the towering Inferno. This is a tremendous fight, if you ask me. Even though Spence is coming off a bad beating from Terrence Crawford, where he got outclassed, outgunned, everything. Styles make fights. I always say this. Sebastian Fondura, who's coming off a bloodbath with Tim Tszyu. In my opinion, it's the fight of the year. It's my fight of the year so far. Anytime Tszyu and Fondura get hit, you wanna squint your eyes and, oh my God, because it just both guys were all bloodied and it was like someone poured buckets of blood on them, and then you see them hitting each other. It's like, God, so brutal. So Fondura won that fight. Now, here he is now, getting ready to fight one of the best welterweights in the world. But this is 154, and, this will be Spence's first fight at 154. Even though Spence is coming off that loss to Crawford, Spence is a fighter that doesn't take tune-ups. You ask yourself, I'm sure you will be asking yourself, why is Spence taking a fight with Sebastian Fondura after he hasn't fought in almost a year? By the time they step in that ring on October, it's going to be more than a year since Spence has been in the ring. So you ask that question. And then after the beating he took, why go in the ring with a top 154-pound fighter in his prime and on a roll? You're coming in, you're a fighter that's coming in taking a bad beating in your last fight against a fighter that, even though he was in a bloodbath, he won. Right? A fight like the one Spence had, a loss like he had, you want to take a tune-up or two. Usually a fighter does that. Take a tune-up or two, and then come back, get in there with top fighters. Not Spence, man. Spence has said it in the past. He does not take tune-ups. He likes to go straight into the fire. And speaking of fire, he's going to take on the towering Inferno, Sebastian Fondura. Tall, fights well on the inside, good punching power. And based on what I saw with Tszyu, he's using his height, range. And if he does that against Spence, he's going to have a lot of success, like how he did with Tszyu, because he's very tall, very lengthy, and he can punch. And once he uses that jab, like he did with Tszyu, Spence could find himself in some serious problems. Now, Spence, on the other hand, he's strong. He's going on 154, so I feel like the strength and the power will be there. And if so, Sebastian is going to be in some problems. Because once Spence gets inside and closes that gap, because Spence is a pressure fighter. He's an aggressive fighter. He likes to come forward. Mexican style. Work the body, work the head. So once Spence gets inside, this is the thing. And this is what Tim Tszyu was trying to do. And didn't have much success. He was getting peppered a lot of the times throughout the fight. Spence is going to have to take risk, like how Tim Tszyu was trying to take risk. Caught an elbow in the process, opened his head up, got his head opened, and was fighting with that cut, I think from the first round, second round on, till the last round. So Spence is going to have to try to avoid getting clashed with an elbow from Fondura like how Tim Tszyu did, because Spence is also an aggressive fighter. He's going to want to take chances to get inside and unload his shots. But once Spence can get inside, which I feel he's going to be able to do it, he's going to have a ton of success because he's a much shorter man. He will be the much shorter man, and he'll be able to do his work on the inside. You know, be Spence, man. Work the inside, uh, uppercut hooks, body shots, left hooks, right hooks. You know, be the truth. And like I was saying earlier, Sebastian Fondura, he's not Terrence Crawford. Styles make fight. He's not Terrence Crawford. So don't think that because of what happened with Spence Crawford, by Crawford, Fondura is gonna go in there and give Spence a bad beating, and Spence is going in there faded, and he's no longer the truth. No, Spence is still Spence, ladies and gentlemen, and he's gonna show it. I'm sure he's gonna show it against Sebastian Fondura. That Crawford was just a better fighter than me, but I'm still the man. I'm still Spence Jr. I'm still the truth. And like I said, man, this is gonna be a hell of a fight. This is gonna be a hell of a fight, man. These two guys are gonna go at it. Plenty of action in this fight. None of these two fighters are gonna back down. A lot of trading, a lot of leather flying. Spence coming in to prove a point that he's still here. He ain't going nowhere. And Sebastian Fondura trying to continue his momentum from the Tszyu fight into this fight and trying to get that win over Spence, because Fondura's a hungry guy. He's a hungry guy. And this will be a tremendous fight. You know, Spence, I ain't counting out Spence in this fight. Like I said, Sebastian Fondura is a tremendous fighter as well. He's no Terrence Crawford. And when that bell rings, it's going to be a phone boot slugfest for as long as it lasts, man. It's going to be a tremendous fight. It's going to be a tremendous fight. This has Fight of the Year candidate. Both guys are aggressive. They throw a lot of punches. They don't mind mixing it up, as we all know. And, you know, this is a fight that both guys wanted. After the Tim Tszyu fight, Spence Jr. confronted Sebastian in the ring. They took a picture and they agreed that they would like to fight each other. So here we are in October. Errol, the true Spence Jr. Errol, the true Spence Jr. 28 wins, 1 loss, 22 KOs versus Sebastian Fondura, who's actually coming into this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Sebastian Fondura. I forgot his record. I know he got 1 loss from Brian Mendoza. So his record, ladies and gentlemen, he's coming in with 21 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 13 KOs. 26 years old, Spence being 34, much older. But the good thing with Spence too, he hasn't taken much punishment in his career besides the Crawford fight. He took a lot of punishment, man. I don't know how much years of his career was taken out in that fight, but by the time he gets in the ring, it's gonna be over a year. So that's a lot of rest, and I feel he'll be fresh, ready to go, like brand new. Let me know what you guys think about this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Spence versus Fondura, a tremendous clash at 154 pounds. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Jose Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.